Hello, welcome back. My name's Andy. So when I moved into this workshop, I inherited a bunch of tools, tongs and hardy tools and all sorts of stuff like that. Most of them were in pretty bad shape and just had to go straight to the scrap pile, but a few of them are actually okay. This particular pair of tongs I've been finding really useful for making small hooks, but they're actually in really bad condition. The rivet is really loose, they just move around, and I kind of struggle to get a really good grip on things. Although they're almost ideal for the stock size I'm using for these small hooks, but they could do with a little bit of work. So what we're going to do today is we're going to cut the rivet off, reshape the tongs slightly, maybe drive a drift through for a slightly bigger rivet, reshape the jaws just ever so slightly, and then we'll rivet them up and they should be as good as new. Okay guys, I'm going to let you in on a little secret here. I've been blacksmithing for about 10 years now and I loathe making tongs. They're just a pain in the arse. It's a completely thankless task and I just don't enjoy making tongs. It's as simple as that. So if you're just starting out and you've got this idea that I have to make my own tongs, like, you know, I'm not a real blacksmith until I've made my own tongs, just don't worry about it. It's a load of nonsense. If you can take a pair of tongs like this that are serviceable but need a bit of work and you can repurpose them into what you want, that's a far quicker, easier, cheaper way of doing it than trying to like waste a day making your own pair of tongs. So anyway, that's my little rant for the day. Let's get cracking. Safety first, guys. Okay guys, change of plan. I'm not going to wire brush it first. The hole that's in it is a really funny size. It's probably about 9mm or something daft like that. So I'm just going to run a drift through it so that I can rivet it up with a piece of 10mm round. So yeah, I'll just throw it in the fire and get cracking. So I've said it to you in the past, guys, there's really no need to rush driving a drift through a hole. If you need to take several heats to do it, take several heats to do it. I mean, there's no hard and fast rules. You don't need to whack this thing through as quickly as possible. If you're going to get it too fast, too cold, you're going to crack something and then you're just going to ruin the hole that you're working on. So it's better just to take it slow, take your time, make sure everything's okay, and then you can drop things and nearly die. And then yeah, you can, you know, just take your time and get things right. I would genuinely be really interested to know if there's anybody else out there that picks up an item, say wherever it is, in this case a 2-inch length of 10mm round bar, puts it down and then just can't bloody find it again. Like seriously, it was right there. Rage. Okay guys, what I'm going to do now is just redefine these grooves slightly. They're pretty much bang on, but we'll just crisp them up a little bit with, this is 8mm round bar, which is what I use for these small hooks. So yeah, let's get that in the fire and crack on. Apparently today is just drop stuff everywhere day. That's a bit better. It's not perfect. It's not as good as Joey's, but it'll do. Okay guys, lots of people on YouTube have spoken about making rivets and rivet heads, about it being 1.5 times the diameter of the rivet stock. In this case I'm using 10mm rounds, so I would need to leave a 15mm stick up, if you like. I'm not going to do that this time because 15mm is actually quite a lot. It's over half an inch. The tongs are quite thin, and it would end up giving me a rivet head that is as big or almost bigger than the boss itself. So I'm just going to leave a sensible stick up, probably 10mm, which is the thickness of this plate, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm going to pull the rivet out of the fire. We'll stick it into our tongs, break it from the parent bar, get that out of the way. I'm using a little ball peen just to start things off. Nice firm hits just to get things going. Bring it out. Hitting straight down on the anvil. Okay, there we go. That's it, set and stiff as. So now what we'll do, we'll stick the whole thing in the fire, dress the rivet slightly. You can see I've left it a little bit too long on one side compared to the other. It's not really a big deal, but we'll crack on, and then we'll move over to shaping the jaws and getting everything lined up. Okay. Just gentle taps. Try and work from both sides if you can. And then start working your way around the rivet. Hitting from all angles. Certainly not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. While you've still got some heat, try and work the jaws apart, which apparently you're not going to go. That's annoying. Okay, came back for a second heat. Had to get pretty creative with the vise trying to get the jaws on the move there, but give them a good wiggle so that you kind of abrade the inside of the boss with each side of the tong, so it's nice and squeaky. No, so it moves nice and easily. Again, this is like drifting the hole, guys. If you're not happy with it with just the one heat, just keep going and just take it slow until you're happy with what you've got. Then you can stop and call it a day. But don't feel you have to rush through things in one heat just because you've seen somebody else do that. Just checking the alignment of the grooves, which seems to be okay. These are getting a bit more loose as time goes on, which is good. Now what I want to do, you can see that the reins come way out here. I'm just going to bend them in slightly so that they're a bit closer together and more comfortable to hold, and then we'll call that a day. Cheers, guys. Okay, there we go. That's restoring an old pair of tongs. Now, as I say, I really don't enjoy making tongs at all, so I find that if I can restore an old pair or get an old tool and bring it back to life, and it saves me the time and energy and the faff of having to make something from scratch, then I would much prefer to do that. These are, okay, they're not perfect, but they're perfectly adequate for what I need to do, and they'll serve me well. So I'm gonna crack on and make some hooks, and yeah. So guys, as ever, if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'd really appreciate it if you share it with your mates. I am far more active on social media than I am on YouTube. I'm on Instagram and Facebook. I'll put links below to them. I'll put a link up here to the video where I forge a bottle opener. For those of you that don't know, at the end of that video I am doing a 1,000 subscriber giveaway, so go and enter that, that'd be great. I'll put a random video here, and yeah, if you haven't already, subscribe, that'd be great. Cheers guys. An old pair of tongs. That's hot. That burn really hurt.